Hey guys, it's Doug here, coming to you with yet another video helping transform you from pawn to player in this game we call life. In today's one, guys, let's discuss the truth about aging. Aging, guys, is a choice. Boom! That's it. I should drop the mic and just walk off right now. That's it. That's as simple as it is. However, I hear everyone saying, Doug, explain yourself, and I fully intend to do so. So let's dive right in, guys. Aging is a choice. And if you don't believe me, just look at the people around you. There are people who age very gracefully. They look awesome for their age. And there's other people that are seemingly just ravaged by time. Now, guys, why do you think that is? Does time treat anyone differently? No. Time itself is just a construct. It's actually man-made and technically doesn't really even exist. It's simply one of the rules of this video game that we're in. It's the easiest way of describing it. So guys, why are people affected by time differently? And it's all about their mindset. It's all about what they're choosing in each moment. Now guys, you might be thinking, I never chose anything about being, aging, so what do you mean? Well, guys, essentially, we're programmed that everyone just gets really old. You just slowly get older over time, and eventually, you just die. You just leave your body. That's it. There's nothing you can do. And that's not really true, guys, but that's what we experience every day. For the most part, you're a young kid, you see how much older people are than you. You see like your grandma and grandpa, or, even just people in their 40s, it's clear that they're older than you in that moment. And aging, guys, is something that, even though we don't consciously choose, I'm going to age this second, it's something that because we just accept, everyone else is aging, therefore I age as well. Basically, by just being complacent and agreeing to that, you're choosing it. And that's kind of a difficult concept for some to grasp. However, as you start to wrap your head around this and you truly understand that aging is that you don't have to actually do if you don't want to. In fact, you can even reverse your age. More on that in a moment. But as you start to really internalize and understand that fact, it dramatically changes your life up. And the thing is, you don't have to fear aging. You don't have to fear death. And that makes it so much easier to take everything not as serious. It's the best way of describing it. Because actually, guys, that's the best way of all to not age, is to not be so serious about every little thing in your life. Now, of course, there's things you can do. I mean, you can drink more water. You can listen to certain frequencies. So many anti-aging, actual, products out there. And in many ways, those can help, but also you have to realize that all of those products, the underlying thing is you think that it's helping you age less, and therefore you are aging less. It's the idea that you're the placebo in that regard. So no matter what you do, if you think it's going to stave off the effects of aging or reverse your aging, then in fact it is going to reverse your aging. Likewise, if you think you're just aging every second, you're closer to, body death, then that's exactly what's happening as well. So guys, the thing about not taking everything so seriously is it produces so much less stress, and stress can be what ultimately ages the cells and what programs the DNA to keep on aging. Just look at, something like a before and after picture of presidents. At the end of a presidential term, it's a very stressful position. Their hairs are, they start to have all these gray hairs, and it's like, it's a noticeable aging process that goes through. And imagine just how seriously they're taking their life if they're in that role. Whereas you see people that are just, they're doing, basically taking it easy. Someone practices yoga, is constantly relaxing and calming their mind each day. You just see the exact opposite of that. It's like they're not even aging at all. In fact, sometimes they just look even younger. I know after I started all of this stuff, after I got my energy transfer reset, after I started meditating, after I started doing breath work, I will see people who I haven't seen in years, and they're like, what happened to you? You look younger. And it's so awesome to, get that kind of confirmation from the people around you. It's awesome. And from one perspective, they're all you pushed out. So you're really just confirming to yourself that you are in fact, younger than you used to be. But it's just a great feeling, and it kind of proves the whole idea that you can in fact stave off aging. Let's see here. Basically though, guys, it's that simple. You choose to age because you just don't know any different. And the other major reason why people choose to age without even knowing it is actually boredom. It's kind of an interesting phenomenon, but if you think back to when you were a kid, you probably got bored a lot easier. A lot of kids have that sensation that they're just, waiting to grow up, basically. And there's even, adults who they're like kind of miserable and they're just waiting to die, basically. So of course that, it's a little extreme, but you can see how at that moment those people are choosing to age. And boredom, guys, is set in when you're just doing the same routine over and over. And just at a unconscious level, we know that if we were to age and switch up how our body looks and feels, then we're in fact getting different experiences. I'm pretty sure we've all talked to older people. You might even be an older person, and they talk about how, it's just harder to get up in the morning. They get aches and pains more easily, etc., etc. So see, these are different experiences that they're having on a day-to-day basis. So when you're not switching up your routines, if you're just stuck in a rut doing the same things over and over, you can sort of see how you as an extension of source wants to keep experiencing new things. So if you're not physically doing anything different or like consciously choosing other thoughts and actions, then the only choice you have at an energetic level is to age the body. That's ultimately going to change some aspects of how you experience each day. So guys, basically, you just don't want to take yourself too seriously. You don't want to stress out about things. It's really, especially when you take a step back, most things that you have a tendency to, get stressed about or frustrated are, you take a step back and you're like, wow, that was kind of silly to get so worked up over that. So as you start to control your thoughts more, as you, basically you can, at first, you're still going to get frustrated and, maybe you're going to get worked up over things, but you're going to start to quickly pull yourself out of that faster and faster as you think about, okay, I'm going to actually consciously control my age. Because as you, basically as you reduce the amount of time you're stressed, that reduces that amount of aging. And eventually, you're not even falling into the frustrations, that anger, the stressed out, overwhelm. But if you are feeling these things, that's okay. It's just quickly, as soon as you can, feel and experience that thing, you can release that energy. Just consciously, say I release that, and I like to, blow out and just visualize sort of like a dark energy leaving out of my body and just being returned to, the ether or spirit, however you want to parse that. So guys, it's basically that simple. You really just want to start intending to, either if you just want to not age, if you want to be more graceful in how your body and experience matures, you just simply intend that, because your body, your cells and your DNA are constantly communicating to you, and you're constantly communicating to them, right? So you can simply intend to, not age or reverse your age, and your DNA is going to have to respond to that new programming coming in. Now, of course, that's the kind of thing that, since it's so fundamental to that, sort of like normal mainstream 3D living that we all came to this planet, and it was just sort of assumed that we aged, right? So it is a mental construct that you do have to reverse by, really intending and thinking about. However, guys, there are ways of, expediting that process. As I mentioned earlier, the energy transfer reset, one of the core parts of that is a reverse aging option, where you can intend to reverse your age. You can, this is an example. If you're 40, you could say, I want to feel 20 again, right? And you can actually do that. You can actually go back to how your body functioned as a 20-year-old, how you felt as a 20-year-old. You can get rid of aches and pains. You can have more energy. You can move, your limbs more fluidly. And the thing with the energy transfer reset is, when you intend, as a basic math, from 40 to 20, it would take about 4 years for that process to fully complete. Because when you intend to reverse your age through the energy transfer reset, you go back in time, so to speak, about 5 years for every 1 year that currently, that you're currently living through. So as an example, by the time, with this 40-year-old wanting to feel like a 20-year-old again, by the time they're 44, they'll feel 20 again. They'll look far younger, the whole 9 yards. And of course, when they're 42, they'll be about the age of a 30-year-old. And this is just awesome. This is about as fast as it can happen, because of course it doesn't happen overnight. You do have to go through that process, and the beings that help you with the energy transfer reset facilitate that process for you in the background, so you can keep living the way you do. For the most part, you don't want to think about, your age. One thing that's so common in our society is that, wow, this thing came out 15 years ago. Don't you feel old now? And everyone just like, oh yeah, man, that's crazy. And just when someone says something like that, it's very important to distance yourself from it mentally. Don't just, oh yeah, man, that's wild, man, I feel old. You'd never want to say that, because that's exactly what you're communicating to your body, right? You want to go with the new story, the new paradigm that you're shifting into. So, you don't have to be like, no, man, but in your mind, just, say, that isn't me. I feel younger than I've ever been. And just switching up that energy, not agreeing to feeling old, but actually agreeing to feeling young. So, with the energy transfer reset, if you've watched my video on that, I highly recommend it. It's a great video. It goes into far more depth about the energy transfer reset. Of course, I'm a big proponent of it. It completely changed my life, and now I perform them for others, because it is one of the main things that will just fast track you on the road to ascension, and your whole life transforms. But the thing is, it only works as quickly as you allow it to. So if you keep just saying the same old stories about age, about a health condition you have, whatever it is, the energy transfer reset is going to halt its progress because you ultimately have the free will. So if well, actually, my hip always hurts because that's what you've been saying for 10 years. That's going to prevent the energy transfer reset from helping you get past those hip troubles. But if you have that new lease on life, you think and you say and you state, man, I feel great, I have no problems, I have perfect health, then the energy transfer reset works that much quicker. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. If I've piqued your interest about the energy transfer reset, please check out that video. Check out my website down below, dougfaulkner.com, where you can actually book a session with me. It's awesome because it's a very powerful thing. It only takes about 30 minutes to actually perform, only 30 minutes out of your schedule. And then you just see massive transformation over the following weeks and months. So it's an awesome, basically like a Christmas gift that keeps on giving every single day. And, if not, I really hope you do an energy transfer reset. They're amazing. At least learn more about that. But at the very, very least, go through life now just thinking that I'm choosing whether or not to age. That's the key point of this video, is you have that choice. Whether you do an energy transfer reset, whether you do breath work, whatever it is, although those things are amazing for you, just having the intention set and overriding any pre-existing beliefs about aging is actually all you need to get started and at least stave off the aging process. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. I really hope you've enjoyed the video. If you got anything useful from this video, please like, comment down below, share the video with people, subscribe if you haven't already, and until next time, guys, have fun out there and take it easy. Don't be so serious, guys. Alright, I'm out.